Yo, what's going on, car people of this world? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to a new video. Today we are going to be changing the oil on the Lexus LS430. So I figured I'd make a quick little video on how to change the oil on a Lexus LS430. But while we're changing the oil on the 430, we're also going to be changing the oil on the 460 and on one of my trucks, an F-150 over here as well. So we got to move some cars around to get the proper setup aligned to perform all these oil changes. Yeah. That is nice and close. Woo! This car is by far my favorite car out of everything I own, but I'll tell you what really stinks is performing oil changes on this is kind of the worst because you can't get under the car without putting it up on boards first. So that should be enough clearance to get the jack underneath the car. Now let's pull the 430 in here and we'll get started. This is also the last day that we're gonna have this crazy chrome blue windshield tint on the 430. It's getting changed tomorrow. They're gonna put the proper tint, which we originally ordered, on the car. So I'm actually very excited for that because this is just absolutely insane. Let's hop in the trunk here, grab all of the oil we purchased, and we'll get started on these oil changes. We're gonna be doing a little bit more than just the oil change in this video, but for those of you who came to this video for the oil change, we are gonna get that done right now, uninterrupted. So, first thing, once we have the car jacked up in the air, we're gonna put the jack stands underneath, obviously. We're gonna pop the hood on the car. Let me know if any of you other LS430 owners have the problem of the hood not shutting until the cable like regains tension. So like if I were to try to shut the hood right after we're done here, it's not gonna latch all the way. First thing we're gonna do is we're gonna pop up the dipstick a little bit. We're gonna check the level here in a second just to see what it's at. But we're also gonna loosen this cap just like that and set it off to the side. I also cannot find the tripod for my camera, so this might get a little bit awkward, but I apologize. We're gonna check the oil level. So just pull out the dipstick, wipe that off, drop it all the way back in, and check. We're looking good. It's about halfway. That's perfect. And we're gonna put the dipstick back, leave it not all the way pushed in. When it comes to draining oil, something you want to do is let your car run for a little bit, but not too long, maybe 5 minutes roughly, to get the oil warm so that it drains faster. These are the supplies we're going to need to complete today's project. First off, the 5 quarts of 5W30 oil. We're also going to need an oil filter. I chose to use the Mobil 1 oil filter with the product number up on screen. We're going to need a 14mm and a 10mm wrench or socket. We're going to need the oil filter wrench. And last but not least, a catch pan for all of the oil, plus some rags to clean up anything that we spill. Now we're going to take our oil pan, kick it under there, and hop under the car. All right, so we're here under the car, and I apologize, but I had to switch over to my phone because it's just too awkward to carry the camera under here. We got the oil drain plug right here, pretty much in line with control arms. That's your oil drain plug. That's a 14mm, and then we also have this screw right here. That's a 10mm. Right behind that is the oil filter. So we're gonna first start this draining, and then we'll get the oil filter out. And while this oil is draining, we're gonna pop this off and take a look at our oil filter in here. Okay, we gotta take this one off as well. 2 bolts, my apologies. So we got one 10mm here and one 10mm here. There's your oil filter. I'm not sure if this was done by design, but there's a hole right here that you can screw one of the bolts into to keep this flat back. That's an amazing design element. I don't know if that was drilled or that comes from factory, but no matter what, I love that's there. Once it's finished draining, we're gonna come back under and throw the drain plug back on, and then make sure you get a cloth and wipe up any excess oil right after you tighten back the bolt. So everything is now complete except for the filling of the new oil, which today we're going to be using the Liquid Moly 5W30 oil. Now, I've heard a lot of really good things about Liquid Moly. We're not sponsored by them, but it'd be really cool if we were. Good friends of ours from the Jacuzzi Motorsports both own Ferraris, and they use Liquid Moly in all of their vehicles. So they highly recommended it to me, and well, hopefully we'll be able to tell a difference. They said they could tell a difference. I don't know. That's pretty cool. So we'll see what happens. So we're gonna put this in the 430. Unfortunately, they did not have 5W20 for the LS460, so we'll have to try to get some for the next oil change on this guy. We've got just under 5 quarts that go in here. Now that the oil's in there, we have a tiny bit left. What we're gonna do is we're gonna get the car on the ground, we're gonna start it, let it run for a couple minutes, check the oil level, and then fill it as needed. Alrighty, here we go. Oh. And as long as you don't hear the rod start to knock, it means you did everything right. Just finished the oil change on my truck. We're allowing this to warm up and we're gonna jump onto the LS460. Look at how little oil is in this car. I swear every time I check it, it's like this low. I mean, this thing burns oil like nobody's business. It's really bad. Make sure you're checking your LS460s as well for those of you who have them. And yeah, let's get this thing changed. Something that I've recently heard when driving is a little clicking. And you will see we have quite the enormous nail in the tire. But this thing has been holding up completely fine. So we're gonna have to get that fixed at some point. But as of right now, it seems to be totally okay. It's been in there for like 2 months. So I mean, it hasn't lost any air. I have not filled it up since, so we'll see. Should be okay. Done on the 460, it's time for a freshly changed oil cold start. This one should be good. Very nice. Sounds very healthy, smells good. Enjoy this sight. This is the last time we're ever gonna see the 2 Lexuses looking like this. The more like the closer it gets to being that we pull off that windshield tint, the more I feel like I kind of regret even wanting it changed. I mean, shoot, it's gonna look so much better than it does right now, but there's something just absolutely so iconic about having this blue film. Anyway, yeah, we're gonna change it. We're definitely changing it. We've got a quote to run, and then we have to fix something on one of my other trucks, and we also have to return this oil filter that goes to the F-150. So we're gonna start heading over to my shop right about now. All right, here we are at the shop today. We got to get some work done on the F-350 before everybody comes in tomorrow. We got a bunch of refuses. We got a bunch of fuses that need to be replaced, and also a coolant temperature sensor, or like a thermostat, something like that. So we'll see. I have no idea how to replace that, but today we are gonna learn. Just got the fuse fixed, and I also just found my tripod. It was in the F-350. Anyway, we're gonna get this thing all buttoned back up, then we're gonna hop under the hood to replace the coolant thermostat. All right, guys, I'm not gonna lie, that was a whole lot more in depth than I thought it was. I had to drain out all the coolant, take apart a bunch of stuff to get the thermometer in, but it's done. So F-350, good. We're now taking the LS430 for its last drive here with the blue tint. We're dropping it off at the tint shop right now. Tomorrow they are gonna have it all finished, and I'm very excited. Check this out. This is picking this up on camera. That's really how this looks driving. Those are my high beams. I mean, this is absolutely awful driving this car at night. I am very excited to get this tint off, to get what's supposed to be on there on. That will be a next video though, so thank you guys so much for watching today's video. Hope that you learned something. I appreciate your guys' time joining me in today's video, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.